How's it going, YouTube? You know, at this point, my YouTube channel is pretty small. Actually, it's, has hardly any notice at this point, but it's fine. I'm just starting out with this. But by the time a lot of you guys end up seeing this, if anyone even backtracks to watch at some point in the future my older videos, this probably will not really apply, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, right now, today, it is Tuesday. The days blend together. It is September the 21st, I believe. And this coming Monday, the 27th of September, there are planned a series of trucker strikes on the east coast of the United States, or in the eastern states at least. According to what I've heard, 3 strikes are planned or have been threatened at the very least. One is to happen in Richmond, Virginia, the other in Charlotte, North Carolina, and the last in Atlanta, Georgia. So if you live in any of those 3 areas and you are someone who commutes, be advised, be aware, Google search the situation and see if you're going to be affected, and plan accordingly to maximize your own personal safety. If you are a truck driver or an owner-operator like myself, obviously you have a choice regarding whether or not you choose to participate in the strike if you're in that area, or to stand in solidarity with those who are going to be participating in the strike by choosing not to work in the area that you are based out of or residing in or at that given moment when the strikes are happening. You also have the choice as the driver, owner, or operator, whatever your situation is, to take advantage of the situation potentially, because there is the possibility that rates for freight into or out of those areas could increase temporarily, or for a decent enough period of time that it suddenly becomes very lucrative to operate there. We all have choices to make regarding that situation. As for myself, before I found out about the strike, I had already planned to be on home time that particular Monday, this coming Monday, so I will not be working on the 27th, but I essentially will not be participating in the strike because I'll be on home time, so I really won't be able to politicize my home time because I'll be busy with personal business on that Monday. So it's kind of a coincidence that I happen to be off, but it's planned off time as opposed to standing in solidarity with those who are striking because of their protest of Biden's, as of now, currently in process, not yet issued executive order regarding vaccine mandates in terms of related to COVID-19. I've already made a video about what I think about the vaccine mandate. I'll reiterate, I do not believe that legally the order or the mandate will succeed. I believe it is an overstep of federal and governmental authority. But I also, on the other hand, I do believe that it is overall largely in the public good, your personal interest, and I believe the interests of your family and friends, that you do pursue the opportunity to get vaccinated. Just because information keeps coming out that seems to be confirming more and more every passing week. Someone puts something out or says something that COVID-19 is not a naturally occurring virus. It is, artificially enhanced, and therefore it is more dangerous, and especially the mutations of it could become progressively more dangerous depending on the science and who's talking at any given moment. I have no idea what the real situation is, but I am vaccinated because I believe it is in my personal interests to be vaccinated, especially because I travel in and out of markets where case counts, depending on the situation, the given week, could be rising or falling. So I think it's just in my personal best interest to be vaccinated, and I chose to get the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. Just a short recap of what I talked about in an earlier video. But as far as the trucker strikes more accurately, and the message that I believe they're trying to send, in all honesty, I do agree with the intent behind the strikes, which I interpret as a very deliberate shot across the bow of government, because I believe that we, the people, need to routinely remind the government, regardless of who's in power, who's in the White House, who's controlling the Senate, who's controlling the House of Representatives, the people who have been sent to Washington, D.C. to represent the collective interests of the United States population, the citizens of the United States, they need to be reminded that they have the opportunity to govern by our consent. By consent of the governed are they elected to their offices and then sent to Capitol Hill to conduct the people's business. Obviously, depending on your view of the federal government, that is either happening the way you want it to, it is not happening the way you want it to, or you think the entire thing is a dumpster fire regardless of the situation, who's in power, what's going on, or whatever the case may be. You know, the thoughts and ideas run the gamut. So I do support the idea behind the trucker strike. Do I support the methodology of the trucker strike? That's where it gets a little bit sketchier, because, you know, from what I understand, there could be lane blockages or slow rolling, access to certain areas possibly denied or obstructed by truck drivers very deliberately. If someone is in the wrong place at the wrong time with the wrong idea or the wrong attitude, that could cause an issue. But you know what? It's one of those things where you have to make a decision for yourself how you choose to handle that, and you have to be careful whether you are a truck driver, owner-operator, or a member of the traveling public, because not every truck driver is a nice person. Not every person in a four-wheel vehicle is a nice person, and the potential for problems on a personal level that can become bigger, they do increase with these heavily politicized issues and situations. So whoever you are, wherever you are, whenever you are, I hope you stay safe. I hope you make good, proper, and informed decisions regarding what you feel needs to be the message you wish to send when it comes to this sort of political action or this sort of public action. I do hope and encourage that if you are someone who is concerned about the vaccines, that you seek more information from reliable sources and not from media sources or celebrities, or especially not the federal government, just because they've proven they can't really be trusted. And also take into heart that, millions of people across the United States and, over 1 billion people, I think globally, have been vaccinated successfully, and only a minuscule fraction of those people have had a significant issue, meaning they, came close to death or actually died after receiving the vaccine. So take that for what you will. And if you are participating in the strike, I wish you well. I wish you safety. If you are someone who is impacted by the strike, I do apologize, and I hope you are okay. I hope you do not suffer adversely. But I also hope that the message from truckers to the government is sent loud and clear. And I hope the message is received. So with all that being said, we'll see you down the road.